from TrendyBlocks Agency. Today we have a guest with us, Mr. Kingsley. He is our senior architect and from Design Landscape Consultancy is with us today to give more insights on what's happening on the current market conditions and what need to be done in terms of getting the planning permissions and relating to the new government announcements, so we get more insights from Kingsley today. Let's invite Kingsley. Hi Kingsley, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Yeah, thank you, Srikant.
You can give maybe a little intro to our audience.
Hi guys, I'm Kingsley Hughes from Designscape Consultancy. We're architects and urban designers, and we also lead on planning very often. We're based here in the southeast, so most of our projects are in the southeast and London. But we also do stuff as far afield as Exeter and Manchester and Oxford, etc. It's very exciting times right now, Srikant, which is why I'm here to talk about the latest developments in the country.
That's right. Yeah, Kingsley, you work with us and working with us as well. So earlier he helped a lot in getting our Tunbridge project. Well, and then now he also helping our friends and families in getting new exciting project to enter in Seven Oaks. So it's in the in flight, and there are value Kingsley adding up to us. And now we'll go a little more insights to understand what's happening in the current government announcements and how this is gonna help to the developers. And from there we'll take it further. So Kingsley, what do you think about the current market conditions based on the new government announcements? So how it's going to help us? Is there anything you can spin a bit on this?
It's very exciting right now. There are some good things and some less good things.
Right.
I guess that's always the case, isn't it?
That's right.
But certainly what the government is doing, as far as we're concerned, is all positive. Obviously some people some people might prefer the Conservatives in some ways, some people prefer Labour in some ways, but when it comes to planning and development, specifically, not necessarily market conditions, you know far more about that than I do, about the economy, but in terms of planning and development and house building and encouraging planning and development, the government is very, very positive. So we're very excited right now.
Good. That means anything which we put in planning can be approved.
Not everything, but certainly out of about, say, 5 or 6 levers under their control, everything is very, very positive right now.
So, what exactly more exciting to the developers now? So, I hear that the recent announcement where I hear that any greenbelt, greybelt, whatever thing, they can able to relook at the plannings and they can able to help to get approvals. So what does it mean to us actually? So what exactly the budding developer who has a land sitting there and they feel that is worthless, like a green belt, what they can do? So is there anything which you can able to advise?
Well, the green belt is one of the exciting initiatives, really, because I would say green belts was always sacrosanct. In the past, really, you couldn't touch it unless it was obvious there was a building there already that you could redevelop. But now the government has introduced 3 things, really. One is the grey belt, which is actual sites that are nominally in the green belt, but are already obviously developed or completely spoiled. The second tier is other sites which are not in the grey belt, which common sense dictates are a little bit spoiled. The third thing is sites which are in the green belt when the local authority is a long, long way behind on their housing numbers. And that comes back to one of the other things the government has done, which is reinstate mandatory housing need numbers. So the previous government, just in the last few months or so of their administration, they made that advisory only. So each local authority may say need to do 18,000 houses in 20 years. And you can judge how many they should do per year, how far they're falling behind, how many years of land supply they've got in the future. And if they fall down, certainly, I mean, some councils are only doing about half the housing that the government wants them to do.
Right.
And that is really, really bad, you know.
That's right.
Basically, if a council is doing like 100% or over 100% or even 95%, the government will treat them kindly and turn a blind eye. But any councils that are falling way below that, and obviously the seriousness of the matter is how far below they're falling. So a council that's only at 50%, the government takes a very dim view of that, and we'll be pushing for lots of housing.
Right. Which one take precedence actually? The social housing by the councils or the greenbelt approvals, the private landlords? Which one you think would be the precedence?
Well, everything really.
Everything.
Yeah, they want everything, and there is such a demand for everything.
Right.
I mean, obviously, on a green belt, the stack, the viability would stack up very, very well.
Right.
So you would need to provide the affordable housing provision, possibly at 40%. But there's demand, for social housing, demand for private market housing. Right. There's even demand for old people's sheltered accommodation, old people's care homes, like you and I discussed sometimes, potentially for our Sevenoaks site. And there's a huge level of demand for all of these things. Right. And the government is taking it so seriously that each council has to do their local plan.
Right.
As you know.
They need to have a roadmap.
Exactly. For the next 20 years. And some of the recent ones, the government has been pulling those local plans, so they won't allow the council to do it if there's not enough housing proposed in that local plan. Even to the extent that some of them, the government has stopped the council if there's not even enough housing proposed in the greenbelt, which is almost unheard of. It's fantastic, very exciting, very exciting. But I would say, 90 to 95% of the greenbelt will stay as greenbelt.
That's right.
So really we're just nibbling away at parts of it. Because obviously I, wearing the planning hat, I believe in the greenbelt and constraining growth a little bit around the big cities. But what's happened, I read a very good paper about this produced by one of the top KCs, David Elvin, and basically he was saying the amount of greenbelt in England now is 8 times what it used to be. So people have got a bit carried away, if you like, in zoning greenbelt. So it's gone beyond the original intent of being like a girdle or a ring around cities, and people got carried away and zoned square kilometre after square kilometre as greenbelt. So there's no harm in nibbling it away a little bit. Because we'll still have 7 or 7.5 times as much as we used to. But certainly it's far, far more exciting than things used to be.
Right. So the thing is, so many my friends' family, they're approaching actually their house lands in green belt. So, but which we think are potential at this gesture? So, do we need to look at that amenities nearby, or roads? Which one we think would be the best candidate to get into the planning related one, which you think would work?
Definitely. You've hit the nail on the head there. Amenities and transport are the 2 things that planners are always looking for. So there's 2 ways of doing it. You could either do a huge scheme in the middle of nowhere, and build your own schools and build your own shops and build your own bus stops and everything. Or if it's slightly smaller than that, you need to be what they say. Some people call it the pint of milk test. Do you need to get in your car to get a pint of milk? And basically that means, can you easily walk to the shops? So if you can walk to the shops or to the youth club or to the pub, just the normal things that people need in their day-to-day lives.
That's need to arrange.
Exactly.
Like if you say in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of like 1,000 acres, or I got a plot of 10 acres, then I can propose as saying that I can create a smart city here, and I can get some amenities like retail shops and schools. If I propose something, there are chances I can get approval. That's good exciting.
Definitely. And the thing is, the exciting thing for people in the industry, including yourself, as an agent and a developer, is the uplift in the land, of course.
That's right.
Because agricultural land is still very, very cheap.
That's right.
Like 10,000 or 15,000 an acre,
That's right.
As soon as that goes residential, it shoots up into the millions.
That's right.
So the potential is, like say, an average farm is probably £2 million. It suddenly becomes worth £30 million. So it's the land uplift. It is very exciting, but provided that's near the amenities. So that is
near the amenities, but if not near to the amenities, but we can propose.
Provide your own amenities.
We can propose a development community over there,
Yep.
that chances of approval is a bit higher at this moment.
Absolutely,
but compared to the early days, it's much better now.
Yeah. And even to the extent, if it's one of our schemes, even the houses themselves.
Right.
We do like sustainability.
Right.
So if you can go like super eco homes
Right.
And push a zero carbon agenda,
Right.
I'd even brand it as sustainable city or what have you.
Sustainable city, yeah.
So by going zero carbon, that's even more exciting.
More
and the big thing these days also is BNG, which is biodiversity net gain.
Right.
And the whole point about that is obviously habitat for animals. That's the biodiversity, BNG.
Right.
So the idea is you should always leave a site better than you find it.
Right.
So you don't just concrete it all over.
Okay.
You actually make up for any damage you're doing by planting new habitat on that site. And if there's not enough space, you have to buy credits in somebody else's field. So that can be planted up as a habitat. So if you can do the BNG and preferably do all that on the land as well.
Right.
So really you're ticking every box. And it's not just a cynical box ticking exercise.
Right.
You are actually doing all the right things.
That's good. That's good. That's exciting, actually.
Yeah.
Right. So that means, any Greenland is worth now to look at it and buy for an investment.
Yeah.
And see whether anything involves. We can test our luck. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very exciting. I mean, greenbelt is still going to be quite tricky.
Right.
But in some ways, because there's greenbelt, AONB, then what they call white land, which basically is land, farmers' fields that don't have any particular tone on it.
Right.
Literally white on a map.
Right.
So that is the easiest option.
Right.
So you can work backwards by...
What is this white land?
That's, if you look at a map, the council's local plan map,
Right.
you've got a big, either virtual or real paper one. They still do paper ones as well. There's all colour tones on everything about how things are protected, like CBD and conservation area, AONB, special scientific interest, and greenbelt.
Okay.
Any land that doesn't have that kind of protection on it, so it's not specially protected.
Right.
So it might be in the countryside, but it's not got special protection on it. That is even easier.
Okay, there are no trees which are preserve, what is called?
Exactly, yeah. So some of our clients are looking at that. But even trees, I mean, the people who are most bullish about trees that I meet are the people who know trees the best.
Right.
So people who are very precious and nervous about trees are people like architects and planners and developers.
Right.
So if you get a good tree specialist, you'll say, no, they're rubbish. They're not very good trees. Or they're past their prime, they're not in good health. So very often they'll say it's better to take out 15 bad trees and plant 3 or 4 lovely oak trees instead. So you can do that on the site or on a different part of the site.
Right.
So even there's lots of workarounds provided you do things properly.
That's right. Okay. Yeah, that means we're not required nervous that there are some tree preservation stuff there. They're going to put an alternative where you can plant different set of trees and show that as an alternative. And still we can go for planning, right? We can propose.
Absolutely. Yeah, because TPOs can be lifted.
That's right.
It's not there for the next million years.
That's correct.
You can lift a TPO provided you bring forward a compelling case for doing so. So by having a compensatory planting scheme, which is what the tree guy will do, you can lift TPOs or partially lift TPOs.
That's really exciting. Actually, I don't know about this. I thought if some places are very old trees of 100, 200 years, when we can't touch it and we're shying away to buy those kind of a land. So that's good to know that there's an alternative which you can propose for it. That's good actually. So, okay. So when we